welcome back. And now what I'm going to do is to start building the UI, the user interface. So I think that way it will be better for me to just show the full screen, that is show my app and also show my IDE screens showing. All right, so right now you can see we just have this boilerplate application. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to clear it and see. So the project basically just going to be a few pages. So we're going to have the splash screen. We're also going to have the authentication screen, which is just going to show you where to just sign in, a button to just sign in with Google. And also we are going to have a screen like the home page where you see all your notes like in a list view, yeah, your notes. And then secondly, we are going to have another page where you add your notes, and we are also going to see how to edit your note as well. And I guess just 4 pages, yeah, 4 pages basically, so nothing much. And so let's start. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to this is actually my main.dat. So but before I modify my main.dat, I need to create some folders. So I'm going to call this one views. So since we are not really working with any services or provider, because Firebase you can just do everything inside the app, okay, just more like calling stream builder and doing all the stuff, but I won't do it that way. So I need to have a more like a service for the authentication part, yeah. So I'm going to have a service folder. So basically you can use this service to just run your anything that communicates with internet. So yeah, like your HTTP request and Firebase and all those stuff. So I'm going to call this one auth.dat. So just call it auth.dat. Yeah, and then I'm going to call, yeah, I'm going to create another view again. So this one is going to be the splash screen. Okay, we're going to call it splash.dat, and then I'm going to have the home page, so home.dat, and now I'm going to have edit to do, or I can say create notes. Sorry, I keep calling to do. So I think this is all we need. And then I'm going to have another view again, which is actually the auth view. Yeah, auth view, yeah. So just like that. So the splash screen, basically I'm going to use, I will be using the Flutter logo for just like the image of the splash screen. I can use a test, yeah, a test should do. So what I want to do is just to, okay, go to my main.dat right now, and I'm going to clear this. So you can see the app is still just normal. So what I'm going to do, I'll use first import your material package, okay, and then I'll use my void main and run app. Okay, so I'll call this app. Alright, so now I need to create this class. So it's going to be a stateless widget because we are not really changing anything here. So here we're just going to return a material app. So the material app, we now have the home to be our splash. Okay, so our splash is going to be the first page you will see. All right, so I'm going to go to splash and then just create a normal, I can use a stateless widget or a stateful widget, whichever one. So maybe I'll just go with a stateless widget. So just use import, also import your material package as well, like so. And then I'll use my stateless widget and I call this one splash. So the splash is going to have a scaffold widget as well, and then we're going to have a body. So the body is just going to be a center widget, yeah, that will just show maybe the image or the logo of our application, but in this case let me just use logo. So I'll just use the Flutter logo. So let me call this one Flutter logo. Yeah, Flutter has its own inbuilt logo. You can give it a size if you want. It's just more like an icon. So I can give it 100 here and then just leave it like so. So make sure I can decide to use const. You can see what the linter is actually doing. It's actually giving us hints. So prefer const with constant constructor. I showed you guys this in the prospect.yml file that was just added newly to Flutter, this Flutter lint. So that is what it's doing. So it's just giving us some hints about some things that we need to do to just make our project look good. So this, since we are not changing anything, it's just better I make it to be const. So I can remove this and also remove this, yeah, because I've already used const here. So this is good. So using const means like you don't have to be rebuilding this these widgets every time your page loads. You don't have to rebuild them because they're just static. Okay, so I will go back to my main.dat and then import this splash here. Okay, and this one don't need that. I can put comma, and this cons constructor we can just make it to be yeah, just add a const constructor to that. And this is my app, so they say prefer cons, so we can also make that. So this way to actually make your app to be faster when executing and all this stuff. So right now we have our splash screen. So if I do a hot restart now, and our app now we should change to this Flutter logo. So let's see. Alright, so this is our splash screen and we are good to go. So the next step I'm going to do now is to navigate to the authentication page for now, because I need to just design it. Okay, but later on we are going to check if the user actually contains, like if the user is not, then navigate to authentication page, but if the user is not, they just take them to home page. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to import my material app. So maybe once I conclude this one, I'm going to continue in the next screen, in the next section. So I'm going to have the auth is going to be a stateful widget. Yeah, let me just use a stateful widget. So I've got this one, Google auth. Yeah, Google auth page like so. And then I'll have a scaffold widget that we have a body. No, yeah, a body. And the body is going to be a center widget. So basically what I'm going to be returning here is just a container, more like a button. Yeah, a container button, I believe. Yeah, okay, container button. Okay, so I'm going to give this a child, so I'll just say continue with Google, and I want to make sure the text is actually white. Yeah, so just give it a style. Okay, so I also need to decorate this as well. Okay, give it a color, so I want to give it a color of red. Okay, if possible also a border radius as well. Don't worry, I'm going to show you guys what the changes are actually doing. So I'll say the circular and give it to be 10 and save, and also save this one as well. So let me see, if I save this, you're actually not going to see that page because we have not yet navigated to that page. So we are currently on the auth page. So what I'll do inside this splash screen, I'll do more like a 3 seconds or 2 seconds delay, then we go to the auth page. So I'm going to do that inside here. So I'm going to allow this to just delay for 2 seconds, and then I'm going to navigate to the auth page. Okay, but I'm still going to come back here again because I'm going to check if the Firebase auth is empty. If it's not empty, then go to the other page. Okay, but I can still do it more like checking, because the Firebase have already been added. Yeah, it has already been added, so I can do that here. More like creating a variable. Can I create a variable here? So let me see if I can create, okay, user variable. Yeah, I can create a user variable and call this one user and say Firebase auth. I need to add this stuff. Alright, so now I'm going to check if the user dot UID is equal to null. Make sure you put this. Okay, so if UID is empty, then we are just going to navigate. Yeah, we're going to navigate. So you say navigator dot push and remove, because we don't want to show the previous page. So okay, why is this? I didn't import it. Okay, yeah, Google auth page, and you terminate it here. So this can be a const constructor, a const. Yep, I think we are good. So if the user is empty, so we're just going to take them to the authentication page. So if they are not empty, then we just take them to home page. But for now, I've not built the home page yet. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to comment this one. So just leave it this way. So we're just going to comment it. So if I do a hot restart now, it's actually going to take us to the splash screen. So it's going to take us to the authentication page. So now if I do a hot restart, it's going to take us now to, after this page, we are going to go to the empty white page. Okay, Firebase exception. Oh, so we need to add Firebase app because it has not yet been initialized. So we cannot call Firebase services until we initialize those stuff. Okay, so I think this video is getting long. I'm going to continue from this error in the next section.